Hey there everybody, it's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. And today we are going to cover the astrology, sort of, for the week of 26th of October through the 1st of November. I'm going to highlight a couple things, but actually this is a blue full super moon going on in Taurus that we're actually going to talk about today because it has got some big powerful energies around it. So just quickly, I'm going to go through a little bit on the astrology, talk to you about why this super moon is so important to you, and then we are going to go sign by sign and kind of take a look at it. I have a whole different kind of spread today for you, and so this could be a long video. It may end up in 2 parts, so settle in. I'm going to try to keep it to 1 3-hour video. So here we go. What am I looking at here? So we start out with the moon in Pisces, and the moon in Pisces is getting in touch with our feelings, which is going to be really important this week. You're going to want to be really in touch with your feelings and what's important to you. We do have something really interesting happening on Tuesday. We have Venus entering into Libra in the direct motion out of Virgo, while at the same time we have Mercury backing into Libra. So they're going to both be in the same sign, but Libra, Mercury's in retrograde. This is a powerful opportunity for you to express how you feel, and this is also further supported by, we have Ceres, Demeter, the goddess of the harvest. She is in Aquarius at 29 degrees. So she is just about conjunct with Mercury. And so with a full moon, we are harvesting the seeds of intentions that we planted 18 months ago. So this allows you to have the support to speak out about these changes that you're making in your life, the importance of them, in a way that will be received better. With Mercury in Libra, Venus in Libra helping to support kind of that heart-to-heart conversations, those tough conversations maybe, those exciting new conversations, either way, as you are announcing to the world and how big the world is for you, whether it's just one person or a larger group of people, your intentions, what you're doing, your plans moving forward, what are you letting go of, what are you moving toward. You have a lot of support this week, and so that is really some good stuff. I will tell you, though, when the moon moves into Aries on Wednesday, Wednesday and Thursday and most of Friday is pretty dicey. It's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster because we've got conjunction with Chiron, your wounded healer, and with Mars in retrograde. And so as the moon is progressing through at different times, you're going to feel like, okay, I'm dealing with this hurt, and you could be really aggravated. There is an opposition to what's going on over in Libra. So while there's all this supportive communication going on over there, the moon in conjunction with some of these things could mean that it doesn't always come out as nicely as you would. You are going to be encouraged by the planets this week to express what you're thinking and what you're feeling. If you can pull it back in and rein it in a way that is more comfortable for everybody, then you have had a successful week. So it's a successful week if you don't tap it all down and try not to, otherwise you're going to explode. So letting it out in a more efficient, kinder, gentler way, if possible, will be really helpful for you. The moon is going to move into Taurus on Friday at 5:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S., and then at 10:49 a.m. So a few hours later, what is that, like 15, 17 hours later, it moves into opposition with the sun in Scorpio, and that's when we get our full moon. So this is some really powerful breakthrough energy. So it is harvest time for the seeds of intention that you planted in April, May. I think it was in May of 2018. I didn't actually look. Oh, I really worked on the lighting, but still I can't make it work. Here we go. Anyways, it was a time of blossoming and planting, and now it's harvest time. It's harvest time. So what was it? Think back For every person, it's going to be different. What was the thing that you really wanted? Like, what was the changes you were making during that time frame? What was it that you were really pushing for, hoping for, moving toward? Those are the things that now are coming up for harvest. And so just like in the harvest time, when you harvest the wheat, you know, it slices off. The grains, the seeds are great. Some of them are saved for planting in the next harvest. Some of them are used to increase your abundance in whatever arena that is. And then the straw, right? The straw that comes from that is used for something else. It's mixed with the cow manure, it's composted, it breaks down. It is the things that you release that will help to nurture further future dreams. But right now, it's not, it doesn't have the same kind of monetary value as the seeds. It doesn't have the same kind of importance, right? And so, but again, nothing should go to waste. You didn't lose anything. So if you're like, well, I tried this and it didn't work, and so what a waste of my time. No, you learned something. That would be the straw. There's information that you gained. You can use it to take a look. There was something good, right? There's always something good in what's left over. So let's go ahead and get into, for each of you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull cards about what were you intending? What was happening back in 2018? And then we'll take a look at where you're going with it now, and the best places, the ideas, the guidance for thoughts, feelings, and action from Spirit regarding as you move from one phase to the other. This is what the full moon is about. And so full moon rituals are really great to have. So I like to do a salt scrub and scrub off the old energy, burning the old ideas and releasing them. Wow, okay, holy cow. Here we're already going here, Aries. They want me to shuffle again. Hold on. So actually one of the things I do is I like to prune plants. So I actually have some indoor plants that will be getting pruned for the full moon. It's the cutting back to provide space for new growth, right? So let's just see here. Where is this all going? Okay. All right. I don't like your overall energy. Let's see what we can do to make you feel better about this. So you have the Five of Mirrors. This is the Chrysalis Tarot, and the Five of Mirrors is like the Five of Cups. And again, this is where you have to look at what you're cutting out, not with regret, but instead with what you've harvested, right? In the traditional Rider Waite, you would have 5 cups, but 3 of them are overturned and 2 of them are upright. And so it's okay to take that moment, to say goodbye, to let go of, to feel like that little twinge of regret over those 3 spilled cups. That would be the full moon energy, but then turning around and looking at the 2 cups that are left and picking them up and moving forward with that, because that was the harvest. Okay, so not all of it but got harvested. Let's put that another way. They all got harvested. Not all of it is going to benefit you moving forward, right? So let's just see what it was that we were looking at here. So we have the Knight of Cups. We have the World card, the 9 of Spirals, which is like the 9 of Wands, and the 2 of Scrolls. So the Knight of Mirrors, mirrors are about reflections, and so it's the dreamer. And so there was a dream that you had where you thought there was going to be a big transformation. You were expecting that, but you knew with the 9 of Spirals, there was something you were up against that was getting hard to, almost like this protective energy, and trying to balance, to weigh out the decision-making process. And so maybe you weren't completely clear with what it was that you wanted to do. Major ending. And it hurts, because if the overall energy is the 5 of Mirrors here, so there is a situation that it is not, I'm not really sure in what arena of your life. There's no real clear indication here. It could have been a business. It feels like it definitely has like this business aspect to it with the 9 of spirals involved and the 2 of scrolls. It doesn't really feel that much like emotional. It was emotional because we have the Knight of Mirrors, but not like a love relationship. And I think there's a lot of regrets, but I think there was a lot that you learned along the way, because the outcome where you're headed to, you have this 3 of scrolls, which is the heartbreak. It is the looking at, it's the 3 of swords. It's looking at what you learned. But what's interesting is that you also have the 7 of scrolls. Gosh, I wish I could figure out the lighting here. Oh, good. There we go. 7 of scrolls. Look at that. Those scrolls, those are all ideas that are on the ground, and you're picking up one and you're picking a door and you're going through it, right? So this is almost like the 3 of cups that are spilled, that you're regretting. It was the ideas that didn't work out, but now you're picking these up and you're moving forward. You're moving forward. How do I know that? Because we have the beautiful 8 of spirals going forward. And honestly, that is almost like dropping one of the 9 of wands, right? To only have 8. 8 is doable. 9 is really hard. 10's like freaking impossible, right? That's like, this isn't working at all. And so I feel like you have made some really positive decisions. I think that you're very disappointed that a couple of things didn't work out. But overall, this just looks amazing. Truly amazing. Okay, so I have an auxiliary microphone on trying to help with the sound, and I just realized when I stood up you probably didn't hear me, so I'm going to say this again. The 3 of scrolls is you leaving behind the ideas that didn't work and then sorting through with that 7 of scrolls, which is the one that you're going to walk through the next door with, only you're not walking, you're running, because you have the deer, and it looks like there's like, honestly, it looks like these wands coming in with that full moon behind it, right? But they almost look like embers from a fire. Like you're on fire and you got to go and you're moving fast. And so that looks really good. So yes. Okay. In the area of thoughts, you have the dry desert. And so I think there's a definite awareness that what you were doing, that opportunity has concluded. There was something about that wasn't working. But the dry desert, that's in your thoughts. And I want to again encourage you to look over what's around you, take a peek through there and see what you're going to pick up and move forward with, because moving forward has to happen, right? So turn around, like, okay, so you're mourning those three overturned cups, you're mourning those 3 things, those 3 ideas, those whatever that didn't work. But look around, because in the debris, there's the good stuff is still there. It is separating the shaft from the wheat. So pick through the straw and find the grains and pick them up and move forward, right? All right, so you have, yes, replacing what was lost. Replacing what was lost. There's so much energy of this here. So, but what I love about it is it's a starfish. Starfish, of course, the hope, right? The star. All right, so it says here, you have the opportunity to rejuvenate and start anew, create new perspective or outlook. This card may also indicate the abundance is on the horizon. I think if you move forward with enthusiasm, if you figure out which door you're going to step through and which idea, that's where to focus your time and attention on right now, because that looks really, really positive. It looks like a really positive new beginning at the end of a very difficult cycle. Not going to lie. That looks tough. Okay. So you have, all right, so you have the dolphin. I love this. The dolphin says, live joyfully in the present. This is not living with regrets. And see the star up there? And so it's almost like the dolphin leaps out to look at the star and figure out. And this other one was peeking out and wanted to come. It's the hyena. Dare to be different. One of these ideas is really unique and different. It's the one that's going to be successful. It's the one to go for. Oh, of course, this so makes sense. I wasn't even thinking about this. So when you planted the seeds of intention in Taurus, that's your second house of what you value. So yes, that would be a business thing. It could be self-esteem, self-worth, or self-value. Of self-value, or it's financial. I really feel like this was some kind of a financial gamble that you took. I hate to use the word gamble, but idea, business, something creative that you tried to do, because we had 9 of Wands, but there was just so much of it. So, all right, we need to move on. So I'm going to do that. But good luck figuring out which cups to pick up, because I really believe that they are waiting for you to just turn around and see them. Just turn around and see them. All right, Taurus, Taurus sun, Taurus moon, Taurus rising. Oh my gosh, this is your full moon. Okay, it is a super moon. It is a blue moon. It is that once in a lifetime opportunity, right? The blue moon. It's the second full moon in a calendar month. So, and it falls in your it falls in your sign. It's at 8 degrees, so check your chart. I'm not sure where you are, but if you have any planets at 8 degrees, they may affect this. And so for you, again, it's whatever you were thinking about, creating, starting back around your birthday time, back in 2018, in April, May of 2018. I do think the new moon was in May, but that energy of what was it that you wanted to do? What were you trying to create? What were you going for? That is what's being harvested now. The cycle of a moon cycle is 18 months. And so whatever seeds of intention you were planting, now is the time to go through and separate out what was the wheat, what was the shaft. Not the shaft like you got shafted, but what is the part that really doesn't serve, which could be broken down and used for compost. It's not like wasted time or energy. There's still always some value in everything. So lessons learned, people you met along the way, experiences that you had, that would be like the straw. But what are the grains, the kernels that you pick up, and those are the things that you use to grow your abundant life with. That's what you're looking at. And abundance comes in all kinds of situations, right? It's abundance of love, it's abundance of financial resources, it's abundance of experience, it's abundance of friends, whatever. But because it was happening in the first house of you, it could be anything. It could be anything. So what was the thing? What was the thing? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull cards for your what area we're going to talk about here that you were planting the seeds of attention on back then, and then we're going to take a look at Oh, that's weird. Okay. Where are you going? Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, in the house of you, we are definitely going to be talking about you. So, they're not telling me. So for each of you, this could be a different thing. And I guess that makes sense because it was in the house of you that it would show up like that. So there was some kind of a dream, because you have the Knight of Mirrors. The Knight of Mirrors is like the Knight of Cups. Only this deck he's referred to as the Dreamer. And so this is what was the dream, right? So they're not telling me. You're going to have to think back to that time and what was your big dream. Because now you have the Two of Spirals, which is making a choice or a decision. Where do you lay the egg, in one basket or the other? I really am confused here. Hold on a second. All right. So you get 2 in each. This was about you making a choice and a decision back then that you were dreaming about. Or it could be right now, because the energy is really weird. around this card. So it almost feels like there was a choice back then and there's a choice again around the same thing. Around the same thing. You're being asked to, because you have the Strength card and you have the Divine Child, which is the Hermit and the Hierophant, and that is you. So you are being asked to be gosh, this is such a beautiful card. Okay, you won't be able to hear me probably when I stand up because of the microphone, but I want you to look if you can. This is the shell. This is the coming, because this is such creative energy. Look at the transformation of all those butterflies, the artist in the artistic part of it there with the palette that you would paint with. There is the light coming out of this shell. This is such creative, transformative energy. And down on the bottom, there's the frog. And to me, the frog means that it is a moving forward. It's a cleansing. It's a new opportunity. But it's oftentimes it's about leaving behind emotional baggage. But he's not on the inside of that shell. He's on the outside. This is time to really get into who you are, because the underlying energy that you have here is the Hermit card. And look at this Hermit card. This is about finding the light within. And this is about shining that light out and being creative with it. And the strength to be willing to look at the past. See the bones there? To be willing to look at the past and learn the lessons from it. I almost feel like you made a choice and now you want to take the other choice. That's what it looks like with this, because if you look at this wren, the wren is moving from one to the other. It's like leaving behind and moving forward on whatever this dream was. So you could be moving to a new stage of it too. All right, so maybe you planted the seeds and things, and what did you learn along the way? And now it's time to take that dream and pick it up and move it to the next phase. Some of you may literally be moving home. Okay, moving to a new home. Moving your home. There's so much. Okay, so the storyteller has all these feathers on top. It also has 2 ravens, and there's the wings coming out from looks like a hawk or an eagle. And so there's all this bird energy, this transformative thought, divine guidance energy. And we have on here like peacock feathers on the top of the Hierophant. And this is harvest time. Look at that. He's like sitting right in front of the fields as they're getting ready to harvest. I feel like there's a divinely guided transformation that is happening here that is huge, that is allowing you to move from one phase to another in your life with a lot of grace and a lot of support. It feels very supportive. And that inner strength is going to need to come from you to recognize that nothing was lost. You always learn stuff along the way. And how to take only what you need going forward. See how he has a very small bag that he's carrying? Only what you need. And being willing to leave the rest behind. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're changing your mind about something. You're moving into a new... Oh, gosh, okay. I got it. Don't need to... Okay, so... Oh, I'm going to have to... Hold on a second. The notifications are very distracting. You have coming apart. There is a situation. Yeah, see this? Oh, there we go. It's coming apart. I feel like whatever choice you made back then, you want to make the other one now. You're moving from... I feel like the options are still there somehow. So maybe you started a business and that one didn't go so well, but there was another one that you had an idea of. But whatever this is, it's so divinely guided and it's creative. There's something very creative about it, and it's very important that whatever you did, you learned a lot from. So taking the... I don't know, learned a lot might be the wrong way to go with that. You learned a lot about yourself and what was really important, and that's what you're taking forward. Okay, so if you have not spent a lot of time in quiet, in healing, in thinking, in journaling, in just going for a nice long walk, a nice long drive, whatever, how do you get to your thinking space in your head? Where do you create that space? I know some people get it, they just go for a long drive out on a country road and they park out there so they can think, just to get away from the distractions. Whatever it is, you really need to do that, because the divine child is definitely doing that. You've got the hermit, which is about that. You've got this strength card, but he's sitting there and it looks like he's contemplating. Ooh, that was good lighting right there. Let's see if I can do that again. All right, so you have here connect to source. Go within to discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. And then you have polite declaration. You can move in whatever direction you need to accomplish your goals. It's time for you to get out there and claim what is yours and to stay in your power. And so I think that if you spend the time knowing what it is that you want, when in 2 weeks we get to the next new moon, that will conclude in 18 months back into your sign at the full moon in Scorpio, then you'll be harvesting that. So take these next 2 weeks and really look at what's been going on and choose. And choose what direction you want to go in. And polite direct declaration is the choice that you make to yourself. You say, nope, I am doing this. And sometimes polite declaration, with all of the energy that we have around communication this week, and an opportunity to be able to put that information out there in a gentler form, could be very beneficial in saying, here's my 2 weeks notice. Or whatever it is, right? It's like, instead of storming out of the career or whatever this particular thing is. And so that moving, it could be moving to relocating because of a job. It could be just changing jobs. It could be a new partnership, a different partnership, because this one definitely is some kind of a partnership. It could be business. It could be personal. Oh my goodness. Something is coming apart. There's a splitting off of. Okay, so you have the bear. Use your power with wisdom. And to me, the bear is all about being spiritually protected. So whatever this big transformation is that they're doing right now, you're being spiritually protected and guided through it. So that looks really strong. So good luck with all that, Taurus. It's powerful. Do what you want to do. You've got the strength and the power to do so. Hey there, Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising. This is the part of the reading where we're going to look at where did you plant your seeds of intention back in April and May of 2018 that are coming in for harvest right now. Some of it is worth keeping and some of it is worth releasing. And some of it will be moving on to a new stage of development, so where's that going to take you? And so we're going to take a look at that as soon as I get these cards shuffled back in. Do want to remind you that coming up soon, you have a full moon happening in the sign of Gemini. That's like in the next full moon would be in Gemini, but it'll be also in the North Node. So really powerful. What you take a look at right now with this super blue moon opportunity to really, harvest something important. Then we're moving into the eclipse season, which is going to dramatically affect your life in the direction that you want to go. And the North Node is always about moving in the direction that you want to move into. It's about moving towards your destiny. And there will be a new moon coming in Sagittarius, which will be another reminder to take a look at. Even though you're planting the seeds of intention, it's the seeds of intention about what it is you're willing to let go of. And so this is kind of like an opportunity. You have like 2 months to really spend some time on this harvesting idea. of where it is that you want to go. Okay, so the first group of cards we take here, and I'm hoping for a group. I don't like it when they just give me one. It confuses me. It's going to be about where did you plant the seeds of intention 18 months ago, and then where is it headed right now? And so just let me tune in for a second here. Am I really only going to get one? Oh, thank you. Ooh. Yeah, it's a harvest. It's a walking away from. The overall energy for you is the Eight of Cups. I'm still, I'm moving around. I can't figure. Oh, that looks pretty good. Eight of Cups. They use them as mirrors in here, and so it's really important that we remember that is that moving away from relationships that have mirrored to us the things that we needed to learn. Like we find the things that we like about ourselves, and we find the things that we don't like about ourselves when we're in a relationship, and it's being mirrored to us by the people with whom we are in a relationship with. So, but I got to tell you, I like where you're going. I like where you're going. So, Page of Stones. So that's like the Page of Pentacles, but he's youthful, he's hopeful, but look, he's not grounded. So some idea that you had that you kind of felt trapped into with this Eight of Scrolls, this idea, I'm trying to see into the future, right? She's got the crystal ball out and she's trying to read the tea leaves, so to speak. It was almost like you weren't grounded. You weren't making decisions based on anything that was necessarily factual. Even though it's a Page of Stones, it's like you were looking for, oh gosh, and there's a monkey behind there. It's like the trickster energy. It's almost as though you thought this was what you should be going for. You really looked at the signs. You thought this was it. But you know now that this is not what you want. And so you're moving away from it. But I like where you're going because you have the Wheel of Fortune. And I do believe it is turning in your favor because we have this, the Ace of Stones. This is the idea. This is the thing. This is not a trickster. This is solid. This is something solid you can build on. And you have the Pilgrim, which is the Page of Scrolls. This is someone who is going off on an adventure, who's got a llama carrying some stuff. But she's got her lantern. She has got bags. She's packed. She's prepared. Okay, I really want you to take a look. They're both pages. And here you were. Let me move this back here so you can hear me. Here you were 18 months ago. I'm just going after this. And here you are now. No, wait. I got all this stuff. I got my crap together and I'm heading out on this adventure. It is a much more, even though they're both pages, it is a much more mature energy this time. It's like you know where you're going. And the other one was just kind of like fun and games. So that looks really good. All right. Let's get you some cards on that. Kind of excited for you there. I do want to suggest, though, with that Eight of Mirrors there, that you do take a little bit of time to reflect on what you learned along the way, what you learned along the path, because the way they are set up in here is they are on the path as he's walking down it. And so it is a time to pause and reflect. He is past them, so you might be past them. I can't believe how much guidance you're getting here. Woo! Okay, so you have a spark of an idea from Spirit that is allowing you to make a very important choice. You have two doorways. Which way are you going to go, right? It's kind of like the adventure. It's the spark. I'm really frustrated with the lighting. It is a spark. It is where you headed off onto. Spirit is guiding you. Spirit is guiding you in this decision making. You do have a choice, but you're more prepared to make it. You're way more prepared to make it. All right. All right. So it's called Life is Better Together. Seek assistance from your community. Connect with family, friends, or others who will support you. It can be as simple as making a phone call. It can be as simple as asking your llama to help carry some of the burden for you. So whatever this big change is, whatever you're moving toward, asking for help first off from spirit, because we have spirit of place. So definitely you'll want to be working in conjunction with spirit on this. But also look around your community and who can help you shoulder some of the burden at this time as you're heading off in this new direction that's going to need just a little more help, just a little more help from somebody. So if you look, there is a whole pod there of dolphins swimming, whales. I can't tell exactly what they are. I think dolphins. So community. Turn into your community as you're heading out wherever it is that you're going. So you are being protected by spirit. You have the bear, use the power of wisdom, and you have the giraffe. Aspire to higher knowledge and wisdom. That is the pilgrim. That is the page of scrolls here, is to head out in the direction where you're going to learn something new and exciting. And also when I see the giraffe, I always think that, it's like seeing things from a higher vantage point. Like, what are you seeing from that vantage point that maybe you didn't notice before? But overall, Gemini, that looks good. That looks good. It looks like you're really, the support that you need is there, and that some kind of a decision has already been made. And so now it's just a matter of making some choices going forward. So good luck with all that. And we're going to look at Cancer. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. Oh my gosh. What were you thinking about 18 months ago? April, May of 2018. What were you planting your seeds of intention on? What were you trying to accomplish in your life? Because that is what we're kind of looking at right now with this blue moon, that once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. Blue moon in Taurus, grounded energy, being able to create for you. That is happening in your 11th house of partnerships. Not partnerships, groups and groups activities, so community. So was there something about where you wanted to live, who you wanted, like, were you looking at going to a certain school? Were you a new career opportunity that was someplace where there was a lot of people? So say maybe you were thinking about going into the military or something like that. Is the groups play a large role in that particular arena. So let's just see where you are. We're going to pull some cards here for what you were thinking about, where are you coming out of? What is it that's up for harvest right now? And then get some advice on where it is that you're headed from here and see where that takes us. Okay, wow. That is, this is intense. Okay. Okay, it is intense. Okay. All right. Can we stop that now? Thank you. Okay, so we have the Phoenix. 18 months ago, you were transforming your life. You were transforming something major around the groups or situation you were in. You were at some kind of a judgment. It's judgment. And so, but it's you were making a decision. You were picking a path. You were deciding where to go and how you were going to get there. But look how magnificent you were looking. So actually not bad at all. And then right after that, of course, we moved into the North Node in Cancer, South Node in Capricorn, and there's been all these eclipses along the way to help you become that Phoenix rising for the ashes. And so this would have been you prepping for it. This is probably happening right about the time you were, coming out of the shell again after having been in a pile of ashes. And what was the next steps for you? So you're on a healing journey, big time. It is an opportunity for you to look at the past and heal the past. We have the Six of Scrolls for the overall energy, but the way they show it, it is Six of Scrolls is, of course, the healing energy. But look, it is remembering your past and your stories and making peace with them. It is like looking at that stuff. And what's interesting is that we also have the Strength card, which is very similar, because there he is sitting there thinking, contemplating, but he's got the bones around him. He's contemplating, and also in the background we have things that are, it's the harvest time of the year and things are being harvested. We have the Four of Mirrors, which is also that energy of sitting and contemplating and recognizing, the way the cups are in here is they're not opportunities, they're reflections. And so it's an opportunity for you to look at where you've been and how what happened to you was a reflection of what it was you needed to learn and needed to grow. And I don't want you to worry about where you're headed, because you have this. You have the Ace of Pentacles. You have the Ace of Stones. You have a solid new beginning that you are building coming out of the Phoenix. So that actually looks like, I would say, and honestly, I have a lot of Capricorn placements Cancer placements, and I can tell you that the eclipse season was all about doing a lot of healing and doing a lot of reflecting and figuring out where it was I was going to go. So I'm not surprised to see these kind of cards show up at all. So, the Four of Mirrors is a mermaid who is down in the water looking in the mirrors. And so there was a lot of digging down into your emotional depths and really reflecting on where you were, what did you learn, and actually seeing yourself, like really seeing yourself for the truth of who you are. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the card. All right, and let's see what we have here. So you're making a choice. So what you're thinking about here, you have number 30, which is growth. It's an opportunity for growth. It's a 3. It's a big opportunity. I feel like there could be growth in both directions, so it really doesn't matter, I don't think, which one you choose. So, but you have the balancing act, which you'll never be able to see this card. It's number 11. Which is a very spiritual number. And she's like standing on a cliff, looking at her ship coming in. As she holds that rope tautly and keeps it in balance, her ship comes in. So the choice you make really matters. So back here when you were in judgment zone, the choice you made now has a ship coming in. Good job. All right, what else do we have here? Unexplained wonder. Magical blessings and miracles are occurring in your life. All your prayers are answered now. Kangaroo. Be a force for good. The donkey, keep your heart open no matter what. And the dolphin, live joyfully in the present. And so when I see this card of kind of looking at the past, do not get caught up in the emotional sadness or digging through the bones of the past. You're supposed to be healing right now, so it's okay to look at them. But I think it's harvest time, and so it's probably time to let that stuff go so that you can start moving forward. Because they're saying stay in the past and keep your heart open no matter what, and be a force for good. So looking at the positive, understanding that if you keep things in balance, your ship's going to come in. If you allow yourself to sink down into the depths of your emotions and your negativity and wanting to rehash the negative experiences from the past, then you're going to have a hard time bringing that ship in. It's going to put you off balance. So focus on where you want to go. This pentacle, this big, huge, beautiful stone that you're starting to build a foundation on. Stay focused on that. Stay in the present. Live joyfully where you are right now. Lessons to be learned from the past? Absolutely. Do you just discount everything? No, but there's healing. There's healing to be done. And then there's moving forward, right? Big energy shift happened this summer during the eclipse season, during your birthday time. And it was an energy shift. It was for everybody. We were all shifting, right? And so allow the shift to happen and allow the healing to happen. And start moving forward because it looks good. All right, so let's move on. We're going to go to Leo. Leo's sun. Well, hold on. Let me write it down. Hey there, Leo sun, Leo moon, Leo rising. Welcome to your part. Here we're going to talk about what you were looking at, the seeds of intention that you planted back in April, May of 2018, when we had the new moon with all that energy. What were you focused on? What were you trying to attract into your life? Now it's harvest time, and so some of it has worked out and some of it hasn't. That's always how that goes, right? At harvest time, there's the wheat and there's the chaff. And so it's a separation time of what are you going to let go of, prune back, cut out in order to allow new growth and better opportunities, more abundance in the future to come in. So we're going to pull cards here for where you were in 2018 and a little bit of advice from Spirit on where it is you're going now with all this energy and how you can best utilize it for yourself. So let's just see what we get here. So far, this feels pretty much on track with what I've been seeing in the astrology for everybody. And you are, this is your 10th house. Career matters. Okay, possibly. We'll see. What were you thinking about back in 2018 that you were planting the seeds of intention for? Okay. And where are you now? Ooh. This Eight of Mirrors keeps showing up. Did for a private reading I was doing too. Okay, so there is this walking away energy happening here. So, okay, yeah, we're looking at business something or the other that happened and something that wasn't working for you. But you showed up for yourself. I like this. Okay, so we have the Illusionist, which is the Knight of Stones. And the Illusionist sounds like a magician, right? It's like trying to create. Let me see if I can't get... This is so annoying. There we go. This is the coolest card. See, I don't know if you could see the dove that's flying off. It's like the spiritually guided dreams and hopes. We have you that showed up here, the Queen of Spirals, which would be the Queen of Wands. It's the muse. It's the inspiration. It's the I want to create something. And so it's something that when you have the Knight of Stones, it's going to take a while to come in. And we have the Queen who's like, but I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing to be inspired. I'm willing to do what it takes to make this happen. What can I do to make this happen? How can I get this to work, right? And so that was the energy of the past. And so we were definitely, both of those really feel like foundations of some kind of manifesting in the world of finances. And so currently what we have here is this Eight of Mirrors. This is that walking away energy from a situation that doesn't work anymore. So maybe what back in 2018, what looked like a really good career move, now you're like, I'm not so sure that's the one I want. Because you're here at the Seven of Mirrors, which tells me that you have options, you have opportunities, but you need to select carefully from what it is that you want to do. So maybe that maybe stuff has come in, but now it's put you at another level where now you're like, well, you could take this assignment or that assignment. Which one's better for you? Choose wisely, because you have the Five of Spirals, which is represented by this dragon card here, and this dragon is just like shooting out these fiery wands, right? And so it feels like with the Seven of Mirrors, Okay, it just sounds like this video game. Like the dragon is shooting fire, but you hold up your shield, which is a mirror, and it reflects the flame back and it burns the other person. That's kind of crazy, but that's really what I saw, and it was kind of entertaining because I don't play video games. Okay, so here's this opportunity for you to pick your what do you want to reflect out into the world? What do you want to reflect back? What kind of energy? And then we have the strength card. This is you, right? Strength card is Leo. But what's interesting about this one, shows this wise gentleman sitting on a wall. There's candles lit around him, but he's got these bones, and it's very shamanistic. He's got his small pack of stuff that he knows he needs. He's very contemplative. He's very wise. And so I feel like along the way, you have been learning stuff about yourself, about what's important to you. And so now, it's your opportunity to say, well, what do I know? What have I learned that I want to reflect out into the world? Where am I going to fire off my Dragon Balls to, right? That is kind of cool. I feel like this is more like your energy than it's coming at you. I feel like you have the option here to pick your battles. And when you do, you'll win. If you pick the right one. So pick them carefully. Pick them carefully. All right, let's just see what other guidance we get here. But that looks pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. There's a new opportunity coming to you. You have encouragement and you have commitment. You have encouragement. And these are beautiful cards, honestly. Oh, if I can show them to you. You have encouragement and you have commitment. I will say they came out in the reverse. And usually that doesn't mean anything to me. But I can't say it doesn't usually, but I don't usually use that when I'm doing these readings. But there was something about the energy of them. I heard delay. So I think the delay is that you're trying to decide, that you're trying to choose, and where you're going to make your commitment to, and what it is that you're going to focus on. But I feel like that there will be help. See, we have a young giraffe and an older giraffe there, and I feel like that whatever way you decide to go, if you will have a mentor, because there's a lot about this that resembles a mentor, right? Somebody who can give you guidance and help you along the way. So seek the guidance that you need in the next part of this before you commit to anything, before you sign on the dotted line and lock yourself into something. Seek out a mentor. Choose carefully what you're going to reflect out to the world, because it seems like there could be some difficult energy coming your way. Wow. It says, look beyond the surface, avoid becoming distracted by surface issues. All these mirrors, how mirrors bounce around all kinds of light and you see all kinds of things. It's like you're in a hall of mirrors. Don't be distracted. Stay focused on what it is that you really want. Focus on the underlying motivation or cause or beauty in a situation. Seek ways to bring depth into your world. We have gentle moderation. Take your time. Again, that 7. Boy, the 7 of mirrors here is a lot of emphasis on this. Take your time. Pressure from others or yourself can be released by renegotiating what you're trying to accomplish. Again, before you sign on the dotted line, make sure you are seeking the wise counsel of others. Like, do you need to talk to a lawyer? Do you need to talk to a business associate? What do you need to do to make sure that you're getting all the information that you need? And then we have breakthrough to new dimensions. A new endeavor is on the horizon. Innovative energy wants to burst forth in your consciousness. There is something pretty exciting happening here, but I think you have more than one option, and you need to be careful. And it says, love where you are. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect to your heart and your head when determining what you would like. 7 of Mirrors. 7 of Mirrors is really important. Take the time to really be very, very sure before you make that next step. Be very, very sure. of what it is that you want to. What is your motivation? What is the other party's motivation? What are you trying to accomplish? Make sure you're getting really good advice. And then I say, make your choice and go for it. A lot of times in life, we can get caught up, if we are not careful, in the analysis paralysis of a situation. I know, there were so many cards, I forgot to pull one out of here for you. Let's do that. You have find new ways of problem solving. And again, the giraffe. Aspire to higher knowledge and wisdom. Yeah, find out who it is that knows what you need to know right now and figure out how to talk to them. And you have a find new ways of problem solving. So there is definitely a need to really be very confident about where you're going with this. Gosh, I forgot what I was saying. I'm sorry. I got distracted by my own self. Okay, so focus on what it is that you really want. Don't commit to anything until you have all the information you need. That would be the overall message there. All right, let's go on. We are going to go to Virgo. Virgo, 55, 45. Hey there, Virgo. That's me. Virgo sun, Virgo moon, Virgo rising. I'm going to slow it down so I can see the whole thing. We're going to take a look at this full moon in Taurus. It is a super moon, which means it's supercharged. It is a blue moon, which means it's the second full moon in a calendar month. But it's also that rare opportunity to accomplish something really important to you. And for you, that is happening in your 5th house of fun and romance. Creativity. What were you trying to accomplish 18 months ago in this arena that, now you need to take a look at, and what do you need to prune out to have continued growth? What didn't work that you need to just let go of? And what success can you celebrate from the seeds of intention that you planted in this arena? So, Virgo, I don't know what I just said. I am not sure. This is your 9th house, not fun and romance. Sorry. It's higher knowledge, it's learning, it's communication with spirit. It's wisdom. Heard wisdom. All right, let's find out what you learned. It is communication with spirit. We have the Hierophant. This is called the Divine Child. I'm going to sneak this up close so you can get a really good look at it. We have the candles down in the corner for light. Lots of butterflies. Growth, and he's holding a palette. Like, it's growth, it's choices, it's what do you want to create. That's the overall energy. Wow. Okay. All right. So, 6 of Stones in the past. We got the 6 of Stones, which is the 6 of Pentacles, which is a give and take, a balance. It's a very balanced approach. It's keeping things in balance. So, I almost feel like you wanted to learn something. You wanted a new opportunity, but you might have hesitated because of finances. And so you have the 7 of Scrolls, which is really interesting because 6 scrolls are laying on the ground. He's got one in his hand. And he's looking at the door. And then this one is the Ace of Scrolls, and you see it has the keys. And oftentimes the Hierophant is shown with keys, but I don't see the keys on this one. But I feel like you made a choice, you made a decision that was based a lot on finances, a very intellectual idea that you just chose to follow because you felt that it would be the most financially balancing decision. And I feel like there was a lot of analysis that went on with it. And you have here a choice. Okay, so the divine child asks you to go within and decide what it is that you want to create. What do you want to create through connection with spirit? Listen to your intuition and your guidance, because you have the Four of Scrolls. And the Four of Scrolls, look, she's resting with her thoughts. She's, God, just so annoyed. I'm so annoyed with the lighting. I keep trying and I'm struggling. I don't know why. Okay, and then we have the Two of Spirals and the Ace of Spirals. And I think it's narrowing. I think it's sleeping on an idea. I think it's like waiting for more information to narrow it down from the two things to the one. Or you have two opportunities, but you're only going to be able to select one. And instead of rushing into it, which can't really see you doing anyways, allowing, oh, you know, she's got these rainbow angel wings while she's sleeping there. So I really think that listening to your intuition to help you to select which idea it is that you take from here. So I feel almost like you made a choice and a decision and you stepped through a doorway, and now there's another situation where you have to make a choice again. Feels like the same song, different verse to some of you. Okay. I feel like you're stuck. You are stuck in some serious overanalyzing of a situation. We have the Dragon's Lair and we have the Rescue one. Both of them are pictures of islands and something flying in to rescue you. And I think that you're hoping to get an answer, that the answer will appear. Like this is very frozen and this one's like moving forward. Almost like you were stuck, and now things might be breaking loose and the opportunity is coming because you have listening. And I really think that spirit is listening, one, to you, and two, if you're listening to spirit and communicating back and forth, you are going to get the answer that you want. Can you see the melodies coming up, the musical notes? It's being in tune with spirit is what I just heard. Being in tune with spirit. I think the opportunity is coming to you. I think you can manifest it for yourself. You can absolutely create it for yourself. But you're going to have to take action, because the Ace of Wands is definitely about taking action. And then the Two of Wands is about making the choice and making the decision. You as looking at the underbelly, be sure that you're using your time in the best possible manner. You may consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project you were working on could use some more fine-tuning. So Mercury being in retrograde and ruling your sign, and this Four of Swords here, it's like, yes, things are going to thaw out, things are going to come into place, but in the meantime, what can you do to start moving things around? What can you do to start changing the energy? And so taking time to look at things in a new way, listening to your intuition, figuring out what it is that you want to create. It may be that you create your opportunity for yourself. Maybe it's not being offered to you, that this has to come from within, because this divine child is definitely the creative energy force here. And with the Ace here, this Ace is like the idea is coming from your own brain. The wand is his antler, right? And that's also the spiral from intuition, from spirit. Oh yeah, do your own thing. We have Swan, demonstrate grace and majesty. The thing I love about swans is look how beautiful they are when they're moving across the water, right? Oh, jeez. Freaking so okay? They look so peaceful and calm, but underneath, their feet are just moving like crazy. You have the kangaroo, and you have the hyena. And this hyena says, dare to be different. The kangaroo says, be a force for good. So moving forward with grace, and even though it's hard, it's going to be being willing to take that chance to be a little different. What's your motivation on whatever this is? I think focusing on what's motivating you and what's inspiring you will help you to make the decision, because it looks like a big decision. I hope that was of help. A very confusing set of things here. It's almost like you really thought you knew where you were going, and I feel like somewhere along the line, the last 18 months, a door got slammed on you. And now you have to create for yourself, but you can't go back through these doors again, and you almost have to make your own new path forward. And so listening to the divine within you will help you to figure out where to create that doorway for yourself. I really feel like the rescue is coming from your higher self. And then eventually you're going to have to take the action. All right? All right. We are going to move forward. Hey there, Libra. How's it going? You guys. Oh, my goodness. All right. Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising. Mercury just backed up into your sign this week. We've got Venus moving into your sign. I think that's going to help you feel a little more stable this week than you did the last couple of weeks that have been raucous and difficult. So take a deep breath. Every Libra I know had a rough time. But the question is, what do you do now, right? So we have this full moon happening in Taurus. It is the second full moon in the calendar month, making it a blue moon, which is a rare opportunity. A rare opportunity to harvest something that's really important in developmental in your life, and it is in your 8th house of transformation. So an opportunity to really create something of value by transforming your life. So 18 months ago when the moon was new, April, May 2018, what were you thinking about? What were you trying to create for yourself? Because there is some kind of a point now where it's harvest time, where you either prune back and you allow it, whatever it is, to grow more, or something that didn't work at all and it's time to move in another direction, right? A total letting go of. So there's always a release. There's a point of release that happens with a full moon, and this one is a super moon on top of it. Like there wasn't enough going on with it, right? And so while the sun is in Scorpio, all about transformation, and it's in your 8th house of transformation, so the moon is. So just really huge transformative energy. It's a big deal. So we're going to pull cards to see where you're coming from on this idea, this intention, this thing you were working on 18 months ago, and where you're headed, and a little advice on it. Let's just see what happens here. Okay. Just going to tune in. Oh my goodness, really? All I'm going to say, Libra, is the future around relationships looks solid. So whatever's going on right now, don't panic. There were a lot of cards that came out. So you have the Nine of Spirals, which is feeling pretty much up against it right there. And then we have the Page of Scrolls, which is this pilgrim character who is like heading off and trying to go after what they wanted. We have Temperance. This is trying to stay in balance. We have the High Priestess, which is about trying to use your intuition. And we have the Five of Cups, Five of Mirrors, which was reflecting on losses and maybe not necessarily looking toward the future. I think 18 months ago, you were really trying to manifest. I mean, this high priestess is over a cauldron and she is trying to manifest something big time, but the Five of Cups looks more like the high priestess as in she's trying to listen to her intuition and figure out what's going on. And then we have the whole trying to create balance with the Temperance card. I think you've been on a real journey of self-discovery. I think you've been trying to figure out who you are. And you look pretty stellar because you have the Nine of Stones for the current energy. That is the Nine of Pentacles. That is the card of the independent, successful person. That is beautiful energy to have at the root of this. This is beautiful. And I think if you've been spending the last 18 months working on your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, if you've been looking at who you are, knowing who you are, and learning who you are, you're in a really good placement because in the future, where you're going at now, what's happening for you, you have the Dreamer. This is the Knight of Mirrors, which is like the Knight of Cups. This is about dreaming your future into being because you have Gaia, the Empress. She is the manifester. This is growth. And you have the Six of Mirrors, which is the soulmate card. Finding that person that reflects back to you the energy of who you are. But growth. There's so beautiful energy around this with Gaia. I feel like you have been spending the last 18 months figuring out who you were so that you could attract in the right kind of relationship. And if you've been doing that work, good for you. And I think that this energy right now, this month has been really difficult because there were a lot of tense angles going on right in your sign. And I think there was no way you didn't feel all that. And I think that, maybe you were doubting, was I making any progress? But you have here Ride the Wave. And Ride the Wave is definitely about being in flow with spirit. It is about taking the lumps with the good stuff, right? So, this is a beautiful card of a soul. There's the two dolphins. There's somebody riding on top of one of the dolphins. This is like being carried along by spirit to get you to where you're supposed to be going, where you want to go, because the future looks so fabulous. Oh my gosh. And you have distinctive potential. Rely on your faith and the knowledge that nothing is impossible. Use your determination to hang in there until you realize a goal. This looks so beautiful. Right? I think that you might have been having a lot of doubts this past few weeks. Tense, super, super tense energies. But future looks pretty solid here. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay. I want to go back to this Nine of Pentacles, this being who you are, this work that you've been doing to figure out who you are, to be solid and strong in who you are. Hang on to that with all of your might, because if you do that, that's how you find what you're looking for. That's the distinctive potential, is being distinctively you. Okay, so we have the monkey, experience all that life has to offer. And look how they both, oh gosh, they both have these, their heart chakras are lit up. Like, that is coupling up with somebody who is like you. And the one monkey is like so lovingly holding the other monkey, and it is Archangel Raphael's card there. And then we have the donkey, keep your heart open no matter what. And the rat, be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. That if you've been in a relationship that you're like, I am not sure that this is the right one, I would say you're correct. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Be you. Being a couple will happen for you when you are you. Like, Most Libras I know, they're out there trying so hard. They're the ones that made Match.com rich. They just really want to bring in that beautiful, loving relationship. And the way you do that, the way you find that is by being who you are, so that you find the soulmate that reflects back to you the good things in you. So keep being you. And that's how you're going to get where you want to go. That is, I am so excited for you. That is really a lovely reading. So we're going to just leave it there, Libra, because that looks stellar. Just keep doing you, and don't worry so much about how other people view it. That what they think, that's their problem. You are uniquely you, and it's a beautiful thing. All right, we are going to move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising. How the heck are you? And for my one friend there that really always watches her Venus sign, that too. Okay, so here we go. Sagittarius, we are talking about your 6th house with this full moon happening in Taurus. 6th house is physical health, it's work-life balance, it's primarily those two things. So, what were you thinking about? What were you planting the seeds of intention on 18 months ago, April, May of 2018, when we had the new moon energy in this Taurus cycle? So, this is a blue moon. It's a rare opportunity. It's a super moon. It's supercharged. There is going to be a pruning, a cutting out, a making a change. It is an evaluation process of what works and what doesn't work, and being willing to let go of what doesn't work in order to get to what does work to promote growth. So we're going to take a look at where you were planting your seeds of intention 18 months ago, kind of where things are headed right now, and some advice from Spirit on managing this energy this week. This energy of this next seed of intention situation here. Just tuning in. I always look at the future before I look at the past. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Whoa. Sorry. Wow. Hold on. I like the future. You guys are coming out of some difficult crap. Okay. So the overall energy is Bellarosa, which is the Devil card. This is somebody who is carrying a mirror, which I find very interesting. The mirror reflects back to you, right? What you like about yourself and what you don't like about yourself. All reflection. So, the overall energy here is, what are you putting out into the universe that is being reflected back to you? Are you putting out positive energy, or are you putting out negative energy? And only you can answer that for yourself individually. But I can see that about 18 months ago, you were trying to nurture and grow something of importance, something creative, something stability, something that was going to bring in what you wanted. See, it's very artistic expression here. They're showing this woman painting, and she's painting a tree, though. It looks really like an olive tree to me. And so the olive is representative of wealth and prosperity, right? And yet, it is the Queen of Stones, the Queen of Pentacles. And so this is trying to create wealth, stability, growth in your life. But at the same time, you were going through something that was really disappointing to you. Because we have the Eight of Scrolls, which means you were awake a lot at night and thinking and trying to see into the future and figure out what was going on, and you were not very happy with where you were. And so you wisely use that energy. To plant your seeds of intention, to focus on what it was you wanted to create. That is beautiful. And whatever is going on right now, the energy that you put in is being reflected back to you. And I think for some of you, you're getting one thing, and for others, you're getting another thing, because there's kind of a little weird thing going on in here. So first off, we have the Four of Mirrors, which is this mermaid who's deep into her emotions, and she's looking around and she's seeing the reflection of what she's feeling being portrayed back to her. When she's in her emotions, this is interesting. Okay, when she's deep in her emotional waters and she's having her pity party, then everything seems to be miserable and down. However, when she allows herself to fly high, and then the Ten of Mirrors, the Ten of Cups happens, when she makes the decision to rise up out of the depths of her emotion and instead fly high, that 4 becomes the 10. So what is the key to doing that? You have the magic of the magician. See the crows? Also birds, which flying high, right? This is the magician. This is you creating the magic in your own life. You making the choices and the decisions. You can either wallow, or you can choose to fly high. And it is really a choice. So the devil is going to reflect back to you the energy that you put out into the world right now. If you want to put out positive vibes, that looks good. That's all I'm going to say. Right now, you are the master creator of your life and what's happening right now. So whatever was in the past that had you taking a situation and trying to create something new out of it, there looks like there's a pruning process that needs to happen, like an adjustment. Some of it's good and worth taking, and some of it needs to be left behind to be compost for future. But otherwise, what I really can see here is this, the energy, the emotional energy that you put out into the world right now. So if you choose to be a negative Nelly, you can expect things are not going to be really high vibe. If you choose to look for the joy and the happiness in every moment, if you stay really present and you look for the good stuff, that's going to reflect back to you and what other people are doing and in the opportunities that come to you. Wow, you're getting a lot of cards here. Let's just take a breath here and see what we have. See, yes. Okay, you have a spark and into the unknown. Like, I don't know that you know exactly where you're going, but you are going to create it. There is this spark of inspiration that is coming to you, that is going to bring things to life. And I think you don't have any idea for sure where it's going to go. And all I can say is if you stay in the high vibrational energy of it, if you stay in the excitement of it, if you stay in the positive attitude of it, if you stay focused on the good and the positive, that is what you're going to get. The opposite is also true. So you have persistent drive. See what you desire and move toward that goal. It is time to zero in on your purpose. Use your intuition and instincts to guide you for optimum results or optimum outcome, which is something that you did in the past, which I think has taken you to where you are now. And if you look at where you are now, you have gained something from it. But now it's time to prune some things away and get ready for the next cycle, right? And you have clearing the excess. Pruning, clearing the excess. You are entering a transitional phase and would benefit from clearing away excess clutter, whether in your physical body or your physical space. If you are unsure how to create change in your life, clean out a drawer. I'm not kidding. It is just the simple act of starting to move things around, rearrange your furniture, clear space in your closet, vacuum out your car. When you start clearing spaces out, oh gosh, I hope I don't lose this. I'll be really sad if that cuts out on me. Ooh, I think I saved it. Okay, when you start doing that, when you start clearing space around you, it changes the energy. It allows things to flow in. I just heard feng shui, so I will put in the description box below my friend Nancy, who has just completed her feng shui courses, and I think she's certified, and I don't really understand the whole process of what she's done, but I bet you if you contact her, she can help you feng shui your living space to help change some of the energy that's flowing through there, which is something to also consider. So we have polite declaration. You can move in whatever direction you need to accomplish your goal. It is time to get in there and claim what is yours and stay in your power. And stay in your power. Do not slide into the Four of Cups. I feel sorry for me, but instead choose to fly high. Stay in your power. Stay focused on what you want. Work hard. I don't believe it's going to come easy, whatever this is. I feel like it's unknown and you don't even know what all the steps are. And so there's going to be this need to trust the process and to work hard, but don't feel sorry for yourself. That will be the energy killer. And don't kill your energy, because this looks like a really beautiful opportunity with the Magician there and the Ten of Mirrors, Ten of Cups, the ultimate rainbow opportunities for emotional satisfaction. Come on, Sagittarius, you can do this. I have confidence in you. All right, we are going to move on. I skipped Scorpio. Interesting. We're going to do Scorpio now. Well, that was super interesting. Okay, so very interesting. All right, Scorpio. Have no idea what that was, but you're next. I find that very interesting. I can't explain it, but let's find out what's going on for you. Because this one is going to be for Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. So if you've been listening all the way through, you're like, what? If you just hit the timestamp, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I somehow did Sagittarius before you. So that was probably why when I was trying to tune into the energy, I was like, I had to really pause at the beginning of the last one. So Scorpio. This is a big deal. This is happening in your sun sign, and in your 7th house. The full moon is in the 7th house of relationships. Big relationship energy here. So 18 months ago, April, May 2018. What were you focused on around relationships? Now, 7th house is also business partnerships. It's the one-on-one kind of relationship. So what were you focused on? What were you thinking about emotionally, partnership-wise? Because this blue moon, it's the second full moon in a calendar month, makes it a blue moon, but that makes it also a very rare opportunity, and it's supercharged. It's a super full moon. It is the abundance moon. And so what can you prune out, cut back, remove from your life in order to bring something in for you? So let's look at what's going on here with where you are. Okay, where are you going? Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Sorry. I should stop doing that. I never did that before, but today it's like, wow. Okay. But wow. All right. Ooh. All right. So 18 months ago, Scorpio, there was something that you thought had a lot of potential. So you had the Four of Stones, which is hanging on to that which you value protectively. It's trying to protect your treasure. It was almost like holding back a transformation, because we have the World. So there was some kind of a shift or change, though, because we have Gaia, the Empress. Like, there was a growth opportunity. I feel like you put a lot of effort into trying to grow this Four of stones into maybe like the 10 of stones. So if we were talking about a relationship, it's something where that's the closed up part, that's the trying to protect yourself energy, and then trying to get to the 10 of Pentacles, which is where you have it all, the financial abundance, the emotional abundance, the family, the whole 9 yards, right? Some people think the 10 of Cups is like the best one. I think it's the 10 of Pentacles, because that's the whole package. It's the emotional abundance, the financial abundance, it's the friendships, it's the relationships, it's the whole deal. And I think you were really trying very hard. You planted your seeds of intention to really grow that, to really transform your world. I feel like there was some kind of a big change that you made trying to promote this growth, either in your finances. Because of the Four of Stones here, I feel like maybe you were focused more on finances though than on relationship, and maybe that's what's happening here. Okay, so currently you have the Ace of Scrolls. The Ace of Scrolls is a decision that needs to be made. The Ace of Scrolls is you're at there's two keys here. It's like there's two doors. And the Ace of Scrolls kind of feels like picking the door. Do you want door number 1 or door number 2? And the raven on top of there is calling out as the wind is blowing. The wind is blowing. It's like calling out and saying, hey, over here. The winds of change are blowing. Okay, so, and the winds of change are still blowing, because here, though, in the current situation, you have the 9 of Pentacles. So you have had some success with this, going from the 4 to the 9, if you were trying to build finances. If you were working toward creating stability in order to bring in a relationship or a partnership that really works for you, you've had some success, because hold on. You have the Tower. Okay, so you've had some success because you're at the 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Pentacles, though, is a very independent, single energy. It is not a coupled up energy at all. But you do have the 2 of Mirrors here. You have the 2 of Mirrors. But next to the 2 of Mirrors, you have Kali, which is the Tower card. And you have the Page of Mirrors, which is the Healer. I think a decision has been made. Or something you were trying to grow, you know it's not going to grow. We have the third eye chakra is completely wide open on here. Can you see that third eye on her? Completely wide open, and that tree of life is just being ripped apart. And so I feel like and it's all stormy, and then there you are walking off with your 9 of Pentacles alone. So you might be healing from a relationship that did not work. Because I don't read these cards whether they come out upright or in the reverse, so I couldn't really tell you if that 2 of Cups was in the reverse. I think a decision has been made to end a relationship, a partnership. It could have been business, could have been personal. There's a time of healing happening here. What I'm not seeing is any cards of sadness. I think you're really okay with whatever this decision is. It's like, nope, this isn't working. But now there's the healing, and that's not to say that at some point recently you haven't gone through sorrow, but I think right now, snapshot, right now what's happening is that you are like, no. And look, oh gosh, the wind is blowing in the same direction in both of these cards. But this one right here, everything is dead, and this one right here, everything is verdant and growing. And so I think that the decision was made that had to end. That is dead, like the tower, the tree here in the tower. Like the wind was blowing, and then it was ripped apart. The other thing that this could mean is that through healing, you're providing opportunity for a new relationship to come in, which absolutely could be that. Let's get some additional guidance here. Make sure you take time to heal. If you're coming out of a relationship, you know, kind of the basic rule of thumb is it's 1 year per, I'm sorry, it's 1 month per year of the relationship to really do the healing work. So if you were married for 10 years, you know, you're looking at like 10 months before you should be hopping into a new relationship of significance. If you were dating for 18 months, you know, I'd wait till after the holidays. Do you really want to go home and meet somebody's parents for Christmas? But, you know, maybe New Year's Eve is a good time to go out on a date. All right, so, yeah. All right, so in the area of thoughts, this, you have the moonlight. This is following your intuition. This full moon, you'll know what to do. Follow your intuition, because you also have follow the leader. You have follow the leader, and there's this path leading to, look at that tree. I think you have a new relationship on the horizon, because look at this tree, all ripped apart and broken, and this tree, lovely green and verdant. It's like this one in the Nine of Pentacles that's skinny, and this is stronger and bigger. Like, I think there's time and space for growth of a relationship. But I think the healing needs to happen. I think a little time on your own. What's interesting here is, so the Two of Mirrors. In a relationship, okay, with the mirrors, they use mirrors instead of cups because we reflect to each other things about us that we need to know, learn, grow, what's good, what's bad. So take a little time to do a little reflecting on that partnership and what did you learn about yourself, right? What did you learn about yourself? You have gliding through the currents. With a different approach, you will glide through a situation with grace and ease. Going inward and bringing your understanding, perception, perspective, or behavior into flow will help your dreams take flight. Take the time for the healing. Take the time to get the perspective on, what did I learn about myself while I was in that relationship? Allow for the healing to happen. It's not a time for rushing. It's time for healing. Time to transform your life, right, Scorpio? You know how to do that. But it really looks solid. Nine of Pentacles is just one pentacle away from that Ten of Pentacles. So you're moving in the right direction. Okay, so you have the guinea pig. Do your part to illuminate the universe. The camel, be forbearing and be patient. And the gray squirrel, find new ways of problem solving. I was just noticing the lighting's finally good, and I was checking out the time, but then I'm like, oh, the time's going to change here next week. So it's like 3 o'clock now, so 2 o'clock. Mental note to self, right? Because I've been really frustrated by the lighting. Okay, so now I know that. All right, so Scorpio, find new ways of problem solving. Be forbearing and be patient. Get in flow. Allow yourself time to heal. I feel like you have made the choice. You've made the decision, or the full moon will activate that for you. And if you trust it and follow your intuition, it is leading you to something beautiful, really beautiful. And so, all right, sorry about the little delay, but you know, Sagittarius was happy because they hate waiting. All right, we're going to move on to Capricorn here. Happy birthday to you, Scorpio, by the way. All right, Capricorn. Wow, and I forgot you on your birthday. It's sad. Hey there, Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. How you doing? Okay, so if you have Scorpio in your chart, I did them just now. I did say it first. Don't ask me why. I have no really good explanation for that. All right, so let's go. Let's see what's going on here. So we have for you this full moon happening in your 5th house of fun and romance and creativity. And I cannot express to you enough how much Spirit has been shoving down my throat all summer about being creative. And I said, create what? What would you like me to create? And they're like, create anything. Literally, that's what I heard. Create anything. Kind of an exasperated. Although I've been told they don't sound exasperated, that it is my ego speaking. So my ego is exasperated with me. Okay, so create anything. So, rare opportunity. Being a blue moon, second full moon in a calendar month makes it a blue moon, and it's a super moon. So, what is this creative, fun, possible romance going on here? So, 18 months ago, in April, May of 2018, what were you focused on? What were you trying to create? Because there is a cycle coming to the conclusion here. It is an opportunity to harvest, to prune back, to cut out the parts not working so it can level up to the next part of the phase of development if it's growing, or to look at it and say, wow, that didn't work at all, and pull it out by the roots and start all over, right? So here's where you're at. So let's take a look at what we have going on here for I'm laughing because you had the 8 of Pentacles. Of course you did. Something you were working hard on. Something you really, really were willing to put the effort in self-mastery. Okay. Oh. Okay, so we have the Lovers. Finding the right lighting to make me happy is a struggle. There we go. Male and female. Lots of woodland animals. Okay. Lovers is a choice. Okay, so it's a choice as a decision. So it could be between two people. It could be between two opportunities. It could be a choice that you make that affects the significant other person in your life. Whatever it was very balanced, and so it was almost as though you were trying to balance out a very disappointing emotional situation by working hard on something else. That's what it looks like. We have the 5 of Mirrors, which is an opportunity to do a little spiritual development, to go in and look within. Okay, so these 3 cups, didn't work out. These 2 are still standing. How can I focus on that? Getting into that with this 8 of Pentacles, going to build something positive for myself energy. And then we have the Temperance card here. This is growing something. This is manifesting. This is the alchemy of earth and water energy, right? It's the alchemy to grow something. Also, that's using the sun, the fire, and it's using the air, the breezes blowing to strengthen and grow and pollinate, and it's really tapping into how to transform your life in a very balanced way. This is taking a disappointment and deciding that you were going to rebalance and build something significant. Oh. Okay. So, you're sitting on some ideas right now. You have the 7 of Mirrors. This is choose wisely from the opportunities ahead of you. Also, what do you want to reflect out into the world? Because they're mirrors. It's like choosing carefully what's going to, when you're, okay, so when you're putting mirrors around your home, you're trying to light up a dark space. You're trying to reflect something that's pretty to look at. It's like you choose wisely where you place your mirrors, right? And if you place a mirror too low, you can't even see your face. You place it too high, you can't see your face. The angle, what it's reflecting, that's all really important. So when you have the Seven of Mirrors, it's about thinking about this whole reflecting thing. Like, are you choosing partnerships, creative projects, fun things to do that reflect who you really are? Like, how can you reflect out into the world the joy and the creativity and the fun that you are? It's kind of what you're looking at here, because you've got the Knight of Cups, Knight of Mirrors. This is dreaming about what it is that you want in the future. But what I love the most is you have the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Spirals, the ability to manifest. To me, she is like the Empress. Lower vibrational energy of the Empress, but nevertheless, she will work hard. She is creative. This is your house of creation, and to have a Wands card, the Queen of Wands, to show up. The King of Wands is really good at collaborating and getting other people involved, but the Queen of Wands, she does for herself. She's like, I can manifest for myself. I can orchestrate my own life. I can create. So I really feel like there's this like, what is it that I want to create energy going on here? What do I want things to look like into the future? But what's really interesting here is that the Lovers is what is at the energy at the You have an opportunity, I think, for a new romance, because underneath the Lovers we have Merlin, which is, you would think, the Magician, but no, and here it's the Fool. It's the taking the risk to create, to manifest something that you really want, that you don't take too much time to think about, you just start doing, which is interesting because the Seven of Mirrors is kind of like, you should be a little careful about what you're doing. The Lovers is like, yeah, no, I got to make great choices. Oh, but if you look at the bottom of this, it looks like Merlin's hanging out there. Look. If there's something you really want to do, go for it. You know how to work hard. You know how to overcome obstacles. You know how to create. You know what to do. I was just explaining to someone yesterday what it's like to be a Capricorn. you start heading off in a direction and you're like, oh crap, I didn't see that boulder coming. Leap over it. Oh look, there's a wall there. I'm going to scramble up over that. Oh look, I'm going to need to tunnel under that. Oh, I'm going to go around that. Like, you don't have to have everything planned out ahead of time. You're willing to adjust and adapt and overcome. So what's fun? What's creative? What do you want to do? It's not like you're afraid of it. I was out hiking with a friend yesterday. We kind of got off the trail and we were way down by the riverbank, and we're like, it's a long way back up to where the path was, and we had run out of places to walk. Like, it was either turn around and go all the way back or go up. And we looked at each other and went, we're going up. And it was pretty steep, and we were digging in and finding our way up there. It was, but the thing is, she's a Capricorn, I'm a Capricorn rising, and we got to the top. We're like, Capricorns rock. We don't care. We'll do that. So, it was fun. It was fun. My glutes are feeling it today, though, because that was pretty steep. Just saying. All right, so for advice, you have details, which is interesting. It's number 43, which is a 7, right? 4 plus 3 is 7. And so I think that, yes, you do need to pay attention to the details. If you really want it, go for it. Just figure out how. Yes. Okay, if you really, I'm going to say that again because that was really cool. If you really want it, pay attention to the details. Figure out how, but go for it. You have gliding through the currents. With a different approach, you will glide through a situation with grace and ease, going inward and bringing your understanding, perspective, or behavior into flow will help your dreams take flight. Remember, we have the Prince of Mirrors, which is the dreamer. They're not saying don't do it. They're saying figure out how to do it. Figure out how it will work. You have the Star replacing what was lost. You now have the opportunity to rejuvenate and start anew. So the interesting thing about starfish, which I got this card earlier, but it didn't occur to me, they will grow another limb. If they'll grow another star limb. So what are you going to cut off so that you can prune back, so that you can grow something new, right? Create with a new, it says create. Create with a new perspective or outlook. This card may also indicate abundance is on the horizon. Don't not do it. Just figure out how. And you might be pulling in a teammate, because it says act with fortitude and cooperation. We have the sheep, and I don't mean be a sheep. Oh, you're definitely pulling. Wow, are you pulling in a teammate? Okay, because we have the cow. Look, there's 2 cows. There's 2 sheep. There's 2 hyenas. So you're going to work with someone, but you're going to maintain your own sense of independence. We have the cat. So the cat says be relaxed and independent. Working in cooperation does not mean selling your soul to be somebody that you're not. It is not like saying, oh, whatever you say is, oh God, I'm talking to Capricorn. Of course she won't say this. Whatever you say is fine. You're so smart and I don't know anything. No. We don't do that, do we? No, we don't. So being you, because you have the hyena, which says dare to be different, be uniquely who you are, don't be afraid to be who you are, but give with unconditional love and grace. It's working in cooperation. It's not being the person who's in charge and running over the other person, and it's not being the doormat and being run over. It is working in cooperation, acting with fortitude, acting with cooperation, but maintaining your independence in your spirit and being who you are, being uniquely who you are, and that is where you're going to be successful in whatever this creative thing is that you're getting ready to do, that you're pruning back, you're changing, you're shifting a little, and trying to build something new. So fun, romance, and creativity. So, oh, wow. And for those of you who have been trying to get pregnant for a long time, try to change your perspective about it. Relax is what I heard. So for some, okay. Wow, really? All right, so I'm talking to somebody, and I'm sure this is just like a somebody, but I'm going to, while I'm shuffling up the cards, go ahead and have this conversation. Children is the ultimate in creativity, right? And somebody who is feeling like I've been trying for so long to get pregnant. It's a change of your perspective. And I was just shown this story. There was this couple, and they went through all the fertility treatments, and they couldn't get pregnant, and they went to their doctor, and their doctor was like, how about let's not do anything. Let's not do another treatment. Let's not think about it. Let's take a break. How about for 3 months, we don't worry about this. And in the meantime, you guys plan yourself a nice relaxing vacation. Just go and have some fun. Don't worry about anything. Just go and kick back and relax. And we'll give it 3 months break, and then we'll come back and we'll look at new ideas. So guess who got pregnant on their vacation? Relax. So is that actually going to happen? I don't know. And this could actually be about a creative idea where you've been trying to make it work, maybe stepping back from the creative idea and not thinking about it for a while and see what happens. Maybe you've been trying to get a romantic partnership off or whatever, and you need to step back and give it some time to have a new perspective, to change. Maybe you just need a break. Maybe the whole thing needs a break. Be willing to just take a step back. Be willing to relax and be independent and work with cooperation. If you're in a partnership and your partner is struggling and you're like, well, there's no fun or romance happening here, go find some fun for yourself. I'm not saying go find some romance for yourself. Go find some fun for yourself. Go do something creative for yourself, and just let everybody catch their breath and have something new and interesting to talk about, to try, whatever, right? Change your perspective. They could just be totally exhausted from whatever's going on in their chart, right? So, all right. I think the cards are ready. We're going to move on to Aquarius. All right. Here we go. Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising. How are you? So this is a full moon that is happening in your 4th house. That's mother energy. That's nurturing energy. That's home. What means home to you? Okay, so this is a blue moon. It's a rare opportunity, right? It is the 2nd full moon in a calendar month, makes it a blue moon. It is a super moon. It's supercharged, lots of energy coming in, and right behind this we have eclipses happening. So it's a really powerful moon to start working with. What were you working on? What were you thinking? What were you, what ideas were just jading around in your brain 18 months ago? So that had been April, May of 2018. We're going to take a look at those, and then we're going to see where they're headed and what needs to be harvested, what is bountiful, what needs to be pruned back so it can produce more for you. All right. You have a new beginning of something big time. Wow. You have You have 9 cards here, and 5 of them are major arcana. You have the King of Scrolls, so you showed up, and you have the Ace of Scrolls. Scrolls would be swords. This is really powerful. I was listening to Awakening to Spirit doing the Aquarius reading this week, because she did it live, which she doesn't do live. She did live because her reading didn't record or whatever, and she was like, I really felt like from the time I started it until the time I finished the reading that the energy had shifted. And I'm looking at this, and it looks like she's not wrong. Your energy has shifted, and that there is this big thing happening here, this big choice, this big decision that you're going to make. Wow. Okay, so here we go. About 18 months ago or whatever, you were being you in your superpower of analyzing a situation, getting into the details of it. You know, it's called the poet. So you were using your words, you were communicating what, and you were trying to create something that was, it was justice. We have Matt, she's just dishing out the justice. Hopefully you were doing it in a kind way. It was making decisions. They feel karmically just and right. I'm doing things the way they're supposed to go, and I am moving forward with something. There was a big move that was happening in your life that felt like it was divinely guided. I would say it was divinely guided, like you were where you were supposed to be, heading in the direction you were supposed to go. There was some communication involved with doing this. And we have down at the bottom of this King of Scrolls, we have a little bunny rabbit, which to me is always about financial abundance. And I almost feel like, it was a decision around family, yes, but I feel like there was an opportunity to increase either the size of the family or your financial abundance. The overall energy, though, is we have Merlin, which is very magical energy, but it's the Fool. And we have Hern the Hunter, which is the Chariot. So this makes this a grounded chariot. Like Hern the Hunter is very grounded energy. It's got all these antlers and everything, and so it's moving forward. And it looks like the shield looks like a big pentacle. It looks like you're moving forward in a very balanced way to create stability in your life, which is funny because the Magician, the Fool card is always about being a little risky. But I don't ever think of Merlin as risky. I think of Merlin as being wise. And so it feels like wise, and other people think it's risky. His cat is there, which is a very independent move. I feel like there's a decision to move forward. Oh, gosh, he's also got, look, he's got a big old sword there, the sword of truth that he's carrying too. He's the hunter, right? It's almost like you're cutting out what doesn't work so you can move forward again. Like there might have been a stalling out or shifting or changing, the energy of shifting and changing. So currently what you have going on is you have this very creative Hierophant energy. It's a small child in a shell, kind of like Venus rising out of the seashell when Venus rules Taurus, and Taurus card here of the Hierophant. And there's all kinds of butterflies that change. It's got these beautiful blue feathers, and there's a frog, which is all about emotional cleansing and changing and growing, but he's holding a little palette. Like he's choosing how to create. It's almost as though he's painting the butterflies. It's like he's choosing how to create the transformation in his life. And I do believe you are, because we have the Two of Scrolls and the Ace of Scrolls. But the Ace of Scrolls down here has two keys. And so I feel like there's two opportunities, and you need to narrow it from two down to one. You need to decide which way you're going to go. Now this Pegasus here has an antler. Has a horn. It's a unicorn. Feels like the horn of truth is what I heard. Horn of truth. Okay, so following your intuition, you will know which one to pick, and then this is all finished off with this beautiful star card. And so if you notice, this is where the horn is. In case you can't see it, it's pointing skyward. And there's all these horses pointing skyward where the stars coming in. And I feel like if you follow your intuition, there's so much hope in that. I feel like you're choosing to create and manifest the change that you want. He's got this little candle sitting here, which is the inner light, lighting the way. You went from having this big book, lots of analyzing, to now you're down to just two scrolls. Almost as though there was some kind of a decision that took lots of work and effort to decide back then, and now you're being asked to choose between just two things. It's either this or it's that. Which one you're going to pick? One of them is the key that... Oh gosh, which one makes you feel joyful and happy inside? Which one makes you feel creative? It's like the keys are joy and creativity. Oh, whoa. Okay. Maybe you have a choice between two relationships, because this is in the area of the home, because you have coming together, and that definitely looks like romance, right? They're like little hearts coming out of their little kissy there. That is beautiful. We have wide open. It's like being open to opportunities, but it's number 42. 4 plus 2 is 6. That's a soulmate number. You have the wishing well. There's wishing well. What are you wishing for? This is the star energy again. So the wishing well, and you have protecting treasure, which is you being safe and protected by spirit. What feels right? What brings the joy? What brings the happiness? I believe what you wish for, you can manifest. Right now, we've got the Merlin. You can manifest into reality whatever that is that you want. You have Adrift in the Shallow. Take a few deep breaths and reconnect to your inner peace. Notice the small things and appreciate them. What feels like home to you? What feels comfortable? What feels, and I don't mean boring. What makes you feel like you? Good news, Aquarius, is that in what, less than a month, Saturn moves into your sign with Jupiter, and you will finally get to start being you again. I feel like you've been being forced into a box, and it'll be an opportunity to start letting the star card, which is the major arcana card that represents Aquarius, starting to be yourself again. Like, really let yourself shine through. Wow. Okay. So definitely feel like there's a partnership coming in. So communication is a thing. So I was looking at these numbers, and so we have 48 and we have 39 on these, and they add up to 12, and that makes them a 3, and that's community, but it's also communication, it's also growth. And so you just had the parrot come out, listen intently to understand, which means listen to spirit. Spirit is trying to talk to you, is trying to communicate with you. Rhinoceros, be strong and be courageous. He's moving out of the energy of the solar plexus of the courage into the area of really listening to his intuition. His horn is all lit up there. I am not saying that. No. I have a guide who's a lot younger than everybody else, I can tell. So I will say what I said, and then you can guess what he said. His horn is all lit up. Have fun with that. Okay. So then we have the parrot. Already got that. But what I noticed is that there's two parrots. So listen intently to your partner, potential partner. It is about listening carefully to someone else, because we have the llama here, which says set clear boundaries and enforce them. And so I feel like you need clear boundaries and your partner does. But look, this is the energy of coming together. There is a partnership on the horizon, or a renewal in a partnership. There is a recommitment to a partnership that you may already have going on. Like, what is it? What do you really want? Like, what feels right? You're being green-lighted to go after your dreams. So, but part of that is going to be, listen intently to understand. Okay, so Aquarius, being an air sign, sometimes, and I have Aquarius children and Aquarius friends. Sometimes there's a lot of conversation that is had because you're talking. What are you listening to? So the real information, the other part of whatever it is, the thing that you really need to pay attention to this month, the energy of this dream, this goal, whatever it is you're trying to, you really need to get the other person to do some talking. You need to hear what they're thinking, what they're feeling, in order to, do that little analysis thing that you like to do. It's your superpower. Why wouldn't you want to do that? So in order to get to the heart of things, to really understand the situation for what it is, you're going to need to listen a little. So that's pretty cool. All right, we are going to move on, and we're going to do Pisces. Yes, we are. Aquarius, that looks good. Looks good. Okay. Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising. I need to write down the time. How are you? Well, this is a shorter one than last week. I thought it'd be longer because there's actually a lot more cards involved. So, okay, what are we doing here? We're talking about that that full moon that is happening in Taurus. What were you thinking about putting your effort into 18 months ago when it was the new moon in Taurus? That would have been April, May of 2018. I believe the new moon was actually in May, but that energy would have been surrounding it. And this is a cycle that is concluding right now, right? And so it's harvest time. So you're either reaping the rewards of the abundance of it. Maybe you need to do a little pruning to keep promoting growth in it, or maybe it's something that needs to be ripped out and new dreams, new seeds of intention planted, right? So for you, this is happening in your third house of communication. Could be siblings, short distance travel, internet stuff. If you were starting some kind of an internet business, if you were communicating, what were you communicating out around that time that was an intention that you were trying to grow something? All right, let's see what we have going on here. All right, so this first group of cards for Pisces is about, where are the intentions? Can we get another one? Thank you. And where are we headed? You were trying to build something big time, because at that time frame you had the Three of Stones, and you were trying to take that Three of Pentacles and grow it into the 10 of Pentacles. You were trying to manifest on a very large scale, but it was something that felt just and right to you, because we have Matt, and Matt is about karmic justice, but there's so much growth energy around it. It was like putting your seeds of intention out there to create justice for yourself in this area of manifesting something in the 3D world that was really important to you. Now, it could have been something around community. It could have been financial abundance. Okay, interesting. So, right now we have the Four of Mirrors, which is like the Four of Cups. But the way it's depicted here, it's this mermaid that's down in the water reflecting on her emotions. So this is a time of reflection. What did you learn? What have you learned over the course of the last 18 months about this project that you were trying to get going? It's really important that you know what it is that you learned. Like, really take the time to think about that, because the rest of this energy is like go for it energy. And so if you take the time not to feel sorry for yourself, maybe not everything worked out the way, I feel like a cycle has concluded and a new cycle is about to begin. So you are actually harvesting the whatever Whatever the seed of intention was that you planted, that is about to come to fruition. I think you're actually going to get what it was that you were intending to get back then. Whatever you were communicating out, I actually see that being something that projects into the 3D world of what you get, because we have the Knight of Spirals, which is the overall energy. This is the moving forward. This is getting things done. This is getting what you want. The ship's moving. It's pirate, but it's like the ships are coming in. Like it is happening. And currently, what you have is you have the Weaver, the Queen of Scrolls. This is clarity. This is good judgment. This is she's writing something out. So she's drawing a butterfly. It's a transformation. There's a lot of clarity. The cat here of independence. There's a lot of clarity here on what it is that you're trying to accomplish moving forward. Like it is creating the next step for you and getting very clear on it. But for some reason, in order to have that clarity, you need to be very aware of where your emotions are on this, because what you project out into the world is reflected back to you. And so you'll want to stay in your higher vibrational energy of optimism and positivity, because you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, Ace of Scrolls. It is an idea that has a very strong potential for foundation and growth. But it's, for some reason, it is really important that you are very clear on where your emotions are. If you need to heal something, if you need to release something, if the pruning that you do right now is letting go of negative feelings around a situation so that you can move it to the next level. Because you went from the 3 to the 10. You completed a cycle, because you went from the 3 to the 10 and now you're at the Ace. It's a new cycle, but it's connected. It's connected. It's not like a whole new thing. It's like leveling up. So because it's in communications, it's hard for me to say and like really describe this, but say you communicated to your sibling that you wanted to work on your friendship with your sibling, and you've been working on it for the last 18 months and you guys are doing pretty good. Now you can evaluate, well, how do I feel about this? What have I learned? What can I let go of so that we can maybe start a business project together? Like it's like the same relationship, only at a new level, right? And so it's kind of like that. So what have you got going on that fits into that? Oh, wow. You have the water spirit and you have ghost lands. Okay. Ghost lands. Wow. Okay. So it's got, it's really hard to see, but it's like this big clock, an astral clock, and the clock, wow, it's getting into... The hand on the clock is in Cancer, which is about the home, and it's about emotions, and it's about nurturing, but it's definitely emotional waters. And you have the magic stream. Now, the ghost land, it's frozen. It's a waterfall that's frozen. And that's number 17. The next card, number 18, it's flowing. There is a situation with some emotional energy that was pretty frozen in place, and now it's the thaw. So maybe what it is you were making the effort on this relationship, but nothing really seemed like it was happening. Maybe you decided, well, that's it, it's done. I was hoping to get to the 10, but it doesn't seem like we're ever going to get there. And something thaws, something changes, and a new opportunity for communication and growth is happening there. Because the Knight of Spirals is definitely about movement, energy moving forward. It's also because it's this knight, this pirate, I feel like it's like going for what you want, right? I don't think the pirates so much cared if that used to belong to someone else. You can either give it to me or I'll take your hand with it. Oh, you have breakthrough to new dimensions. Yeah, I mean, whatever was frozen in time and not moving, I feel like the eclipse season, because of this time thing being up there in Cancer, I feel like the eclipse season broke something free. And now this full moon, it's got this just flowing waterfall. Oh my gosh, I struggle with the lighting, and I even got new lighting things and it's still not helping me. There we go. Waterfall. This is the flow of abundance from Spirit. There's nothing stopping it, and now we have this breakthrough into new dimensions. A new endeavor is on the horizon. Innovative energy wants to burst forth into your consciousness. The innovative energy, the weaver of the Queen of Squirrels, the new opportunity, the Ace of Scrolls, which by the way has 2 keys. Like it's going to unlock a couple of doors for you, this idea. And then we have this really solid, strong, pointing up into the future, Ace of Pentacles. I think the only danger I see is that if you allow yourself to wallow in negative emotions. Don't do that. There's lessons to be learned, but do not wallow, because it is in pulling, like the mermaid's down in the water, but it is in lifting yourself up out of the emotional waters that you break through to the new dimensions. Do not let yourself be trapped. It's some kind of communication, partnership, developmental stage in a relationship that's really close to you, because we have the cow, but see, there's these 2 cows and it really looks like love. I'm seeing a lot of energy around that, which is weird because I don't know why. Anyway, so it says give with unconditional love and grace. So whatever is going on here, the unconditional love and grace is also for yourself. You know, that's not your, don't hang on to blame that isn't yours, but also don't be stacking blame on other people either. Just let it all go. Let it wash away with the waterfall here. It's been frozen for so long, like some kind of anger or resentment that you hung on to that just stopped everything from moving forward. It's broken free. Let it flow. Give with this unconditional grace and love, which is really what this card looks like to me. And I mean, new beginning that looks really beautiful and really promising. It really kind of depends on your emotional energy that you bring to it. So stay in the high vibes, stay in the positive. Looks good. All right, well, you guys have a great week. I will be back all week with elemental readings. I don't know what we're going to cover. Haven't heard from Spirit yet, and I was hoping to do them today. So hopefully after I get done with this, inspiration will spring in there. All right, you guys take care. And, ooh, it said 2222. Cool. Talk to you soon.